com for tickets. So everybody's talking about the big hoo-ha at the White House between Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Donald Trump. You know who else was there? Mike Pence.
Yeah, he was sleepy.
He was sleepy. He didn't say much. Mike Pence thought he was just getting his portrait taken. That's what he thought. Mike Pence. Anyway, so there they are in the Oval Office, and now a lot of people are saying that this was good for Chuck Schumer, and that Trump looked bad because he had a temper tantrum. Well, let's watch it, and as you watch this, I want you to remember something. This is what I want you to remember. I'm going to go ahead and just, by a 21-point margin, 57% to 36%, Americans think the president should compromise on a wall to avoid a government shutdown rather than stand firm. So by a 21% margin, Americans think the president should compromise on the wall and rather than shut down. So it's overwhelming. People are on side of the Democrats' position here that shouldn't shut down the government over a wall. In fact, 69% of the most recent poll from NPR, 69% of Americans don't think Trump's border wall is a priority. 69, that's 7 out of 10 people don't think the border wall should be a priority. So here, let's go back to the meeting over at the White House with Chucky the Shoom, and now let's watch how this goes.
In the House, a majority of votes for a wall, no matter where you start.
Exactly right. You don't have
If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session.
Well, then
would
go
be
do
done.
it. Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in the Senate. It doesn't help for.
So what's happening right now is actually Nancy Pelosi is pushing back correctly just a little bit. So what Trump is trying to pretend is that he'll get the votes for the border wall in the House. Nancy Pelosi says you don't have them. That you don't even have the majority. You don't have all the Republicans voting for it. And so he says, oh, I got him. But what I really need is for the Senate to give me 10 votes. So it's the Democrats' fault because he needs 60 votes in the Senate. It's the Dow. So now he can blame the Democrats. And Nancy Pelosi keeps saying, you don't have the votes in the House, you big blowhard. And so that's what this argument is about. And so this is so Trump can blame the Democrats. And because he doesn't have according to Nancy Pelosi, he doesn't have the votes in the House either. So let's watch this.
To take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
You will not win.
It doesn't help to take that vote because I'm not going to get the vote
Don't put
of
it
the
on
Senate.
the
I need 10 senators. That's
Mr.
the problem.
President.
You just say my way or we'll shut down the government. We have a proposal that Democrats and Republicans will support to do a CR that will not shut down the government. We urge you to take it.
And if it's not good border security, I
It
won't
is
take it.
very good border
And if it's not
security.
good border security, I won't take it.
It's what the
Because
board-
when you look at these numbers of the effectiveness of our border security, and when you look at the job that we're doing
you
with our
just said
military,
it is effective.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, you just said it's
without
effective.
a wall, these are only areas where you have the walls.
We want to do
Where
this.
you-
Just look at this body language. Trump is right in his face. Hey, listen, buddy, this is what we're doing. And there's Chuck. Okay. At some point, I think he actually melts into the couch at one point. We're going to watch.
walls, Chuck, it's effective. Where you don't have walls, it is not.
Yeah, he looks like a kid that's being yelled at.
Yes.
Like,
And he's just
he's
like,
I know I did something bad.
he's like, well, okay, if you want to say that.
Gee, Ma.
Here's another clip.
But we want, one way or the other, whether it's through you, through a military, through anything you want to call, I will shut down the government.
Okay,
Absolutely.
fair enough.
And I
We
am
disagree.
proud, and I'll
We
tell you
disagree.
what, I am proud to shut.
Do you see that? You say, we disagree. He won't even look him in the eye. Look him in the eye, confront him. No, how about you turn around and go, hey, I thought that Mexico was going to pay for this border wall. That was your big thing. Mexico's going, why doesn't he say that to him? Why doesn't he say, 70% of Americans don't want this to be a priority? This is on you. This is all about. Why doesn't he say that? He's just sitting there kind of cowering.
On the government for border security, Chuck, because the people of this country don't want criminals and people that have lots of problems and drugs pouring into our country.
Chuck is all hunching over, and Trump is right in his face, towering over him. Look how he's towering over him, and he's fucking giving it to him. This looks great for Trump. This might even win him some independence on this issue. Let's play a little bit more of it.
So I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work. I will take the mantle of shutting down.
So that's why some people are celebrating that. Because, you know, like people that are saying, oh, this was great for the Democrats, they're celebrating it because, you know, their take on it is Chuck Schumer got Trump to admit that he's willing to own a shutdown.
Yes.
I don't share that optimism for a number of reasons. First of all, you're assuming that this media cycle is still going to be fresh in people's minds come December 21st.
Right.
That's a while from now. That's a little bit. That's not going to be the case. And second of all, I mean, yeah, when you first watch it, it does seem like Trump comes off as kind of brutish, whatever, but that has worked for him so far. So he could kind of wear that, and it's not a guarantee that that's going to go politically not in his favor. Does it typically in the past? Yeah, typically that has been the case, where if the person that causes the shutdown, it doesn't look good for them politically. That's typically the case. Can we assume it'll be the case this time?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I would say no, right.
Especially when it's against feckless mother effers like Chuck Schumer.
Right.
Sitting there like a boy getting whipped.
Mm-hmm.
This is your time. You're face to face with Trump. This is your time. This is your time to say the stupid racist policy. This is that. And where's Mexico funding it? You said Mexico was going to fund it, and you can't even do that.
Yeah, they have all public opinion on their side. And they didn't use any of it. I mean, there are $1.3 billion.
Nothing. He had nothing to say to them. So afterwards, then he gets his head together, and this is what he says.
Trump shutdown. This temper tantrum that he seems to throw will not get him his wall.
And take off the fucking glasses. What are you doing? Why do you want to look like the Charmin toilet paper man? What are you doing?
Maybe that's where his courage is kept.
Oh, he's like Samson. Samson was in his hair. His is in his glasses.
That's right. Because he sounds strong and stern there.
Why don't you just put a tattoo on your forehead? Instead of doing this, as a suggestion, instead of doing this, just get a tattoo on your forehead that says douchebag. Same effect, right?
Mm-hmm. Then hashtag resistance on the neck.
What the fuck is the? Who are you? Who are you doing? You're out there trying to inspire people, move people. That's the guy.
It'll hurt a lot of people because he will cause a shutdown. If he sticks to his position for a $5 billion wall, he will get no wall and he will get a shutdown. The bottom line is very, very simple. And that is, we want border security. We offered him border security. But Americans know that the wall, not paid for by Mexico anymore, is not.
Now he remembers it.
Yeah.
Now he remembers to say it. You had the guy right in front of you with every camera in the world pointed at you, and you didn't say it then. And by the way, here's why it's another win for Trump. All this is happening on his terms. Whenever he's in a bad position, he shifts to immigration. He shifts the topic to immigration. You guys caved on DACA. You guys already offered him $1 billion and some dollars for his wall. He's already winning this. And now he looks even stronger. I'll shut it down. He's not afraid to say it. And I bet you that does not come back to bite him in the ass. Because he has, again, conventional wisdom is out the window with Trump. And nobody ever wants to be seen as responsible for a government shutdown. Now he's saying, give it to me. So that's why they're saying, it's they think they won.
Mm-hmm.
This makes you look like everything people say you are. A feckless, spineless, do nothing. The optics are all in Trump's favor on this one. They had him right in front of him. They didn't mention the Mexicans going to pay for it.
They didn't mention that. The fact that they're even willing to offer a penny.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean,
7 out of 10 people don't want the mother friggin' thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're offering him, but we'll give you a
1.3. Yeah, 1.3 billion.
What?
And any compromise where I supposedly lose but still get $1.3 billion dollars. Sign me up for that.
Sign me up.
I'll lose those for the rest of my life.
And by the way, Trump is always going to blame the Democrats for any immigration problems because you didn't give him his wall. So he's always going to have that. It's never going to go away. His argument, Trump's argument. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to be, oh, well, Trump's never go, well, the Democrats did enough on immigration. He's never going to say that.
Right.
He's never going to go, the Democrats did. They came around and they did enough on border security. They really did. That's never going to happen. He's always going to use that and hold it over your head. Why would you fund the wall at all? If you're willing to shut down funding the wall over $5 billion, why wouldn't you be willing to shut it down over $2 billion? Shut it down. Again, this.
Yeah, and if they actually stood up against the wall and said, look, the wall is not an efficient solution, it's not an efficient idea, then they could kind of put it back on Trump and be like, hey, if there's issues, it's because of this guy, because he has these unrealistic goals and pursuits.
Right. And tell me what else we could get for that $5 billion. How about do that?
Yeah.
Tell me what else we could have for $5 billion.
I can think of a couple things.
Mm-hmm. How much would it cost for like a high-speed rail system inside of a city?
Yeah.
Right? How much would that cost?
Healthcare, education,
$5 billion.
Infrastructure.
$5 billion.
Even just $1.3 billion. Hell,
Yeah.
let's invest that into something better.
So there you go. The Trump's big meltdown. The Democrats are still playing by the old rules. They think that Trump saying that, oh, he's going to take credit for the shutdown, it's going to hurt him. Well, we'll see. Nothing's been correct so far. He hasn't paid a price for anything that he's done. You guys couldn't make the Republicans pay a price for not seating a Supreme Court justice for a freaking year. You couldn't make them pay a political price for that.
Yeah, I mean, when I first watched the video, I did think, I was like, well, I certainly don't think the Democrats have anything to be happy about, but I can see how Trump supporters don't have anything to be happy about either. But then when I watched it a second time, I was like, wait a second. The only people he's turning off, the only people Trump's turning off are the people that already don't like him.
Right.
Like there's not going to be any... Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing with like the Jim Acosta. It's the same thing with all the Russian... This doesn't have an effect on people who don't already hate him. Mm-hmm. It only is catnip for people who already hate him.
Right.
Okay. Good luck, Chuck Schumer. Thanks for remembering the thing about Mexico paying for the wall after you left the office and after the cameras were off inside the White House. That was fantastic. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is February 1st in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a list of all our live shows, and please become a premium member if you can. Become a patron. It's the way we support this show because they're coming at us, and we give you bonus. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Check it out. Become a patron. And if you can, make sure you're still subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes a second. Please make sure and click that bell when you subscribe so they'll send you a notice.